Hare Krishna, welcome to a new video on real Varnashram. So, it is said that in Varnashram culture there are 5 types of entities that always need protection from society. Children, women, brahmanas, cows, and old people. They should always be protected by the rest of society. Obviously, the way you protect a cow is different than the way you protect a brahmana. Mm. But the principle of protection should be understood. As far as women are concerned, Srila Prabhupada many times quoted from the Shastra that ideally a woman should be protected in all phases of life. In her childhood, should be protected by the father. In her youth, by her husband. And in the old age, by her children, by her sons. So this is the general guideline. Very valuable, very practical. I mean, once Srila Prabhupada said, for instance, a boy who is 16-year-old can just go all over the world by himself. But we understand that a 16-year-old girl cannot just go around the world by herself. I mean, it's much more dangerous. We know that there's a lot of human trafficking. Innumerable women and children are kidnapped and put into slavery. So it's extremely dangerous for a young woman going alone, traveling alone. So these are practical considerations that we fully embrace. Now, we need to understand the nature of this protection. And first of all, we need to understand the principle of protection. The principle may take different forms. But before going there, I want to share a verse from the Manu Samhita, what could be more traditional in cultural and social matters. And there is a verse 9:12. I share 2 different translations. Rakshita grihe ruddha purashair aptakaribihi atmanam atmanayastu rakshayusta surakshita. A woman who is kept constrained in a home by noble men, husband, father, son, is still insecure. Security of women would come only through her own capabilities and mindset. Women, this is a same verse, a different translation. Women confined in the house under trustworthy and obedient servants are not well guarded. But those who, of their own accord, keep guard over themselves are well guarded. In other words, the idea of protection is not just a physical aspect. It's not just because a woman is inside the house that she will feel protected. Of course, a good house, well-guarded house helps, but it needs to have that internal security, which ultimately comes from devotional service, ultimately comes from understanding that Krishna is the real protector. But a man who takes responsibility for a woman, be it a wife or an old mother or a young daughter, they should provide this protection. And again, the principle of protection should be understood. For instance, say you are a father and you want to protect your daughter. You love your daughter, you want to protect. Ideally, you should arrange the marriage of your daughter to a worthy husband, to a worthy bridegroom. But in many instances, maybe there are not many bridegrooms, so reliable. Maybe there are not so many extended families. Sometimes we see, for instance, in India, widows are treated very, very, very badly. So what if your daughter becomes eventually a widow, maybe at a young age? Is a possibility. Um, it could be coronavirus, it could be an accident, could be so many other diseases. What if she lose her husband? Will the family of the husband protect her? That's a big question mark. So maybe, it's a maybe your choice of protecting your daughter is to give them an education and skills that so that she can provide for herself if needed, if need. So maybe that's the best way to provide protection to your daughter. And let's understand that this protection is not just a physical protection. There was a seminar at the last ILS here in Mayapur. ILS means ISKCON Leadership Sangha. And there was a seminar by Her Grace Radha Dasi, who is the global minister for the Vaishnavi ministry. And the title was Stri Dharma, the Dharma of women. And she said many very profound and useful things. But one thing in particular really impressed me. She was saying, I'm here in Mayapur in India, and my husband is in California, but he's protecting me right now. In other words, she felt protected by the relation, not just by the physical presence of the husband. Another aspect, and we are keeping here to very, very basic ideas because I want to keep this video relatively short. Another important aspect is protection is not just physical or economical. We need to protect also the enthusiasm of whoever we protect. Srila Rupa Goswami explained one of the principles of devotional service is utsaham, acting with enthusiasm. So when we protect women, we need to also see what is their nature, what is their inclinations, what is their tendency, and protect their enthusiasm by allowing and encouraging them to be the best they can. That's a very essential, central idea of protection. Protect also the enthusiasm of those you are protecting. Okay, so if you like the video, please like the video, share the video, and comment or ask some questions. Thank you. Hare Krishna.